Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 Honda Pilot Elite all-wheel drive. This model's finished off in a Sonic Gray Pearl, and the MSRP is just over $55,000. This is powered by the 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6 paired to the 10-speed automatic. It pumps out 285 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. Sent through that all-wheel drive system, this 4,600-pound SUV can do 0 to 60 in just shy of 7 seconds with a top speed up to 118 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 18.5 gallons. You'll expect to see 19 miles per gallon in the city and 25 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 113.8 inches. Its overall length is 200.1. It has a width of 78.5, a height of 71, and its ground clearance is just over 7 inches. Now, as we move on to the exterior styling for this Pilot, you'll notice the Honda badge is fairly large. This is also the sensor for distance pacing and the rest of that tech. There's a forward camera above that and plenty of cutouts in the massive gloss black grille. So that will provide a lot of cooling to all the components up front, along with the cutout in the lower section of the bumper, where there's also parking sensors. And then you'll notice the chrome trim accent for the top of the grille works its way into the headlight housings. So those are nicely incorporated with that dark design. And then this also has fog lights tucked away in the lower section of the bumper, along with some cutouts just above that in those trim accents to provide some better airflow. And there's also 2 distinctive lines coming down the hood. Now you'll notice the lower section of the bumper is plastic, and that works its way to the fender arches, where this also has a 2-tone design for those wheels. You'll notice more plastic for the lower side skirt, and then this has power folding side mirrors with a camera and a turn signal. You'll notice the lower section of the window trim is chrome, upper section is the black plastic there. There's also gloss black for the roof racks and a full moonroof for this model. Now this Pilot is a 3-row SUV, has really good proportions with the lines and the angles of that rear cargo window to give it a great look. And then in back, there's gloss black for the spoiler, where there's also the third brake light. Wiper blade is in the lower section. You'll notice Pilot spelled out in that gloss black trim accent that connects the LEDs. There's a backup camera, parking sensors, and when properly equipped, this can tow around 5,000 pounds. Now it also features remote start, so as long as you lock the vehicle, you can start this up as needed. And then of course you can hold on that same control to shut it off as well. There's also a release for the power liftgate, or you can use the control just underneath the L there in order to gain access to your cargo space. Now with the third row currently up, you'll notice there's still a good bit of space back here, and you can lift up the floor where there's a very deep compartment for all of these items. Now there's also a spare tire, but you gain access to that from underneath. So you'll notice it is underneath, and you still have this amount of space. Now you can also remove the top here if you have some larger items. You'll notice too, this control right here, when you push on that, the vehicle will give you some time to grab whatever items you have and then walk away, and the liftgate will close. So that is a really nice feature to have. You'll notice a 12-volt too, and then the third row is manual. So you can pull on that release and quickly fold them down and pull them back up, which is extremely helpful. A lot easier in my opinion than them being automatic. And then you can also use that control up top to set the height of the liftgate. If it is too high, you can easily adjust that. Now this also has proximity door handles, so you can grab any one of them to lock and unlock the vehicle, where the interior here has manual adjusting sunshades. There's some wood trim accents, along with lots of storage in the door panel and some soft touch materials. And then this model has the 6 seats in the back. Really nice design with the leather and suede. You'll notice too, there's 2 controls for these seats. You have one on the backrest of the seat and one at the lower section in order to slide that seat out of the way. And then hopping in the back, where this does have 3 seats back here, it's going to be a little bit tight for me at 5'10", but these seats can be moved forwards so you can adjust them as needed. And I have maybe 1.5 inches or so of headroom. So honestly, I could ride around town with my limited legroom there. I could still be somewhat comfortable if I had to ride in the back, but of course it's going to be better for kids. You have cup holders, auxiliaries, even vents too, and then the large cargo windows as well. So it is a functional 3-row SUV, not the largest, but it is still nice to have that option. Now as I hop into the second row, I can slide the seat back for a little bit more leg space. There's also storage pockets, vents in the middle. You get heated seats. All of the climate adjustments are laid out very nicely, and then there's some auxiliaries down below. Now with this middle seat here, you'll notice it's currently folded down, where there's storage and cup holders on the front section there. You can pull the release on this far side to unlock the seat, and you do need 2 hands in order to flip this up and lock it into place. So now this is the bench style seat across the back. If I pull on that tab again, you can pull on this tab in the lower section, and once you do that, you can actually remove this seat and either have the walkthrough and then put it back, of course, if you need that additional seat. And then with the captain's chairs, I have a lot more headspace as you would expect, and I can recline these too to be nice and comfortable. There's also additional storage pockets at the top of the seats as well, which is neat to see. Now, working your way up front, this does have memory seating adjustments. There's the window controls, side mirror adjustments, and then even more storage for the door panel, and then the automatic front seats with that same design. And then as we hop in, there's a solid leather steering wheel. But let's start this up, where this is also a heated steering wheel, so that control is down below. This has paddle shifters on both sides, and then on the left side, there's volume, voice commands, and tuning. On the right side, all the cruise control settings with lane keeping assist and distance pacing. Now you'll notice there's 2 rotary dials, and you can use these to go through the digital gauge cluster. So if I start scrolling with the one on the right side, there's quite a lot of information to go through. You can even pull up the navigation when you have that on and running, and there's a lot of vitals, a lot of information depending on what you need to see. You can have no content as well. You can even adjust the head-up display settings. You have your gear display settings too, so you can decide what you would like to see within this here, and then you can get back to the top there. Now on the left side, you can go through your music. So you have a lot of different ways depending on what you want to listen to, of course, and then you even have some customization that you can do within that screen. So very user-friendly, a lot to go through. Now there's also the liftgate release, a defroster, there's one air vent, and then the head-up display when you have that on, of course. And with the infotainment system, this is a very large screen. Now you'll notice it currently has a split design, so I can view information on the right side and still have all the icons on the left here, where you can get into Google Maps, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have general settings to get into to configure all of this to your liking. You can quickly go back to home here. There's even cabin talk as well, so that way you can have that on, and you may hear me right now, but that is actually playing my voice through the speakers, so that way people in the third row can easily hear you without having to raise your voice. You'll notice on this left side too, there's also Google Assistance, Google Maps, a few shortcuts as well. And I do currently have my phone paired to this system. So you'll notice I can bring this up in full screen, go through all these apps here as well. And just depending on what you have, of course, set up on your phone, you can quickly go through that and then get back to the Honda information. Now there's volume for the audio, there's air vents underneath that. This also has heated and ventilated seats. There's fan speed, temperature adjustments, where you'd like the air to go. You can even get into the rear settings too. So you can adjust those, turn it on and off, even lock it out, so that way no one can adjust it from the back. There's auxiliaries underneath that with storage and wireless charging, and then 2 cup holders, and then this is the gear selector. So just pull on this backwards, and you have the camera system, where you have a few different angles that you can go through. Now to pull up the forward-facing angle, you need to put the vehicle into drive, and then use the drive mode selector and go into trail mode. So for the rest of the modes here, there's sport, normal, Eco, snow, trail, sand, and tow. Trail is the only model that will pull up that forward camera. So as soon as you start moving forwards, now you have that different angle and you can monitor even the top-down view. And then park's located at the front there. There's also engine start stop, a downhill assist, auto hold, and the e-brake. Lots of storage in the armrest. There's also a locking glove box too. There's plenty of storage up top for your passenger, and then garage door buttons, dome lights, a sunglass holder, and there's also the wide angle lens, so that way you can see into the third row. And then there's controls for the sunroof and sunshade. Those are both automatic. And then here's a look at visibility, where it's very easy to see over both shoulders for this longer vehicle. As we set up behind the wheel now for the Honda Pilot, let's put it into sport mode and activate the paddle shifters. You can see what gear you're in on the lower left there. And here we go. Honestly, pretty impressive. For the weight of this vehicle and the power that it has, sounds pretty good too. Having that NA V6 is something that I think will draw people towards this Model 2, because that is a proven engine that is also going to be very reliable. It doesn't have any turbos, any hybrid system. It is just the engine itself, and it has a pretty good amount of power for this. Now, I've been driving this Pilot around for a few days, and honestly, it's a really nice vehicle. It's super solid. For the price too, I think it has a lot of great options, and it's not overcomplicated. While you do have a good bit of tech in the gauge cluster, and you can easily go through this screen here, I think it's laid out very well, and it just gives you what you need for a daily driver. It's also been very comfortable too. I really have no complaints with any of the road noise, wind noise. I've been out on the highway, done a few around town trips with it, and it's been a really solid point A to point B vehicle. Now in terms of the driver's seat here, I have about 3 or 4 inches of headroom, and this does have a height adjustable seat. So for this vehicle, I think it's packaged very nicely for tall people to fit in it and the rest of your passengers in the back. So for its somewhat smaller size for a 3-row, it's very nice that you can be pretty much comfortable in any seat. At least at my height, 5'10", I could easily ride in that 3rd row. So if you need a vehicle that is going to be hauling a lot of people and you need cargo space, it's definitely a perfect option to go with. You can get a hitch with this model too, so if you need to tow some outdoor activities, whatever you may have, you can throw on the back. You could probably even do some roof racks too, or in addition to the roof rack with some of those mounting points to put even more items up top. So this is a great vehicle for just being an adventure type vehicle. You could go on some hikes, camping, whatever it may be. You have the all-wheel drive system and of course the camera system too. And it's also very maneuverable to drive. I'm impressed with its turning radius. So it's not, while it's a little bit of a lengthy vehicle, don't be intimidated by it. It's going to be very easy to park and drive in smaller or tighter situations and things like that. You have a lot of visibility without the camera system too. So it's incredibly easy to drive. I did also notice this has Bose for the audio as well. And still in sport mode from 2nd gear, here we go. Definitely has a good bit of get up and go to it, and the paddles are fairly responsive. So not something you may be using all the time, but if you would like to use them, the paddle on the right side will upshift, and you can see that in the lower section, and then you can use the paddle on the left side to downshift to drop a gear there. So if you have to use them, they're there, but you can easily put it back into drive and just drive like that. So this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Honda Pilot. A really nice layout. In a world where a lot of vehicles are going towards everything in the screen, there's quite a lot of the important information in the lower section there, and it's super easy to go through and use. So I like that there's an integration with putting in a larger screen so you can go through some of that tech. You can view information from your phone on a larger screen, but you also have some of the older school controls, which just give it a really good blend for the interior. So again, if you're looking for not a basic 3-row SUV, but one that is going to be a lot more affordable than a lot of 3-row SUVs in today's market. For a brand new vehicle, hovering around 55 grand or so, definitely under 60 grand. And then of course you can get some lower trim levels as well. This is a great option to go with for a new vehicle that will last you a long time, especially having that NA engine. It's something that you can keep and really rack up the miles and really not have any complaints or issues with it. So it's a great option in my opinion for a people hauler that can do quite a lot. So that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 Honda Pilot Elite. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads, and I will see you all in the next video.